It'll be a long video, but some of you requested it, so. Hello and welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. My name is Silke and today we're going through my kids and middle grade collection. I have piles over here. I've also bought my other camera so I can actually show you that there is like a shit ton of piles. Basically, I made 4 piles that I'm gonna go through. I have picture books, kids books, children's books in one pile that I know already are gonna be for the baby. So they're gonna move. Some of them I've bought specifically for her. Others are in my collection, but will be moving to her collection. Then I have kids, children's picture books that are going to stay with me. That are going to stay with me in my collection. Then I have middle grade books I have read and middle grade books I haven't read. And that is basically the piles that we have so far. Let's get started with the children's books that are going to her. I also have both my phone and my computer here so I can look up the books and see if they have been translated, which is also handy dandy. First up, I am starting with a series that has been a favorite of mine for, well, when I was young. I think this is the first book. It's called Rosalille og hendes venner, which translates to Rosalille, it's a name, and her friends. I am not sure if this is translated. It really should be. Has it been translated? No. It is only available in Danish and Norwegian, so I'll go through them fairly quickly. But basically it's about this little flower fairy and her friend who is a butterfly fairy. The friend's name is Silke, so that was why my mom initially got it for me. The illustrations in this are absolutely beautiful. Like, look at that. And there's also like some full, we have like a big variation of like pictures because there's also some that are just like black and white. And then we have like some full page pictures and I really love this. So this is the first book in the series. Then there's this one, which is the first one that I read. It is Rosalille and the Flower War. And then there is this one, which is Rosalille and the Little Dragon. And then recently I went to like a book sale at my local library where they had books for like 5 Danish krone, which would be basically nothing. So 5 Danish krone would be 0.5 pounds. So yeah, not a lot. And there I found some other books within this series that look to be a little bit more, whereas this, there's a lot more text. As you can see, we also have like some full pages that are just text. So they would be more for reading aloud. She's still gonna get them like now, because might as well. Which will probably defeat my argument for some of the other books later on, but we'll see. But then there's this one, which is Rosalille and the Dark Shadow. It's also a different illustrator. I don't like this illustrator as much as I do the other one. It is a little more picture book style. She's gonna get that. And then there is Rosalille goes to a party. And it is the same illustrator and the same style, so a little bit more picture book-esque than the other ones. It's the first little collection that she's gonna get. It is the Rosalille series by Josefine Ottesen. They have been translated into Norwegian. Not sure if anybody out there can use that for anything, but here we go. Next up, we have another little series that I am slowly collecting. It is slow because I don't think a lot of them have been translated to Danish. So this is another way around. I know that these are in English, but not all of them have been translated to Danish, which is annoying. But it is the fairy, like the Disney fairies. I don't know the actual English names of it, but this one is one following Tinkerbell. And we have, again, I'm not sure if their names are even the same in English, but we have Mira and Bess and Prilla. So yeah, I am collecting these. I love the Danish like hardbacks because they are all hardbacks and I love it. I remember loving these fairies when I was younger. I didn't have that many of them, once again, because not all of them are translated to Danish. But I remember having like magazines and stuff with these fairies. So I'm collecting them because I also think that they're quite cute stories and good for like learning to read, because like look at the text. It is very big. Not that many words per page. So it can either be like reading aloud, and then when the time comes, it can be trying to read herself. So the Disney fairies, yeah. I am definitely trying to collect more. Next up, we have another little collection of the same author, which is one of my favorite authors. It's a Norwegian author. I know one of them has been translated. I will check with the others. But let's start with the one that I'm sure has been translated, and that is this one. I've talked about it before, and it is Folk og Røver i Kardemommeby by Torbjørn Einar. He is a Norwegian author. The English title is When the Robbers Came to Cardamom Town, and that is also like a direct translation. The thing I really love about this is, first of all, the illustrations are really, really nice. And then there's also songs in it as well, as you can see here. And I love it. This is an amazing book. I love it so much. This is my parents' copy, but I actually just found one on Vinted. So I got it really cheap, and I found another one on Vinted. So I'm also going to gift it to my close friend whose christening we're going to in August. So this month. It's still July when filming, so. But yeah, so they're also getting a copy of this book because I love it so much. I can see that it's actually translated by a Danish guy called Halfdan Rasmussen, who I also have books by. At least one so far. But he's also a really good author, so it makes sense that the Danish one is perfection. Another book by Torbjørn Einar. I will just quickly see if it has been translated. So the next book has not been translated to English. It is this one. Same illustrator, same author as before. It basically follows a lot of animals living in a forest. It's really cute. It's very similar vibes to the other one. There's also songs in between. That is just, you know, my childhood. It is absolutely adorable. I love When the Robbers Came to Cardamom Town the most, but this is definitely also a favorite of mine. There's actually a lot of like plays in Denmark that does this book, and also When the Robbers Came to Cardamom Town. So I will definitely bring baby girl to see them once she's big enough for that. Finally, from the same author, this is a book that I found at a flea market thing, carbut sale, whatever you call it. It is called The Musicians Comes to Town. Once again, same author. This one I haven't heard of before, so I'm pretty sure that if the second most famous one from that author hasn't been translated, then this one hasn't either. Well, not second, maybe third most. There's one that I don't have yet, and I'm not sure I'm going to get it because I don't have that strong attachments to it, but we'll see. But basically, I've never read this one, but we follow the same style. Like, it's the same illustrator. There's songs in it as well. I saw that at the back we have like notes and stuff. So, but I'm really excited to read this, going straight into her collection. And now I need to change the battery. Yeah, I just finished talking about Torbjørn Einar. So here, if he has more books, I will definitely get them eventually. We'll see. I realize now that there's a lot of like collections of the same author and stuff, but I think that is done now. I'm not sure. Next one is the beginning of a collection of an author, and this is Astrid Lindgren, who did Pippi Longstocking and a bunch of others, so I know that this one has been translated. Not necessarily this one, but the stories have been translated. I love Astrid Lindgren. I've been to what's called Astrid Lindgren World in Sweden, which is also a place I want to go with baby girl. I got this, actually, I asked for it for Christmas, I think, or birthday some years ago. My favorite universe is actually not Pippi Longstocking. It's close, but it's Medichen. And I can't really explain why, but I just really love Medichen. But this one is a collection of multiple universes of Astrid Lindgren, but Medichen is also here. So yeah, I feel like this is a good starter, and I know that a bunch of my friends are also adding it to their wish list for their kids. I'm happy I have it. Next book we have is one of my favorites as a kid. This one I got secondhand, I think. Or is it my own? I'm actually not sure. If it is my own, then I'm sorry, Mom, but you're not getting it back until I get a new one. It is Electric Heidi by Elisabeth Gerlof Nielsen. This has not been translated to anything, but I love it. We basically follow this lady called Electric Heidi. She is a nanny. Oh, and there are songs on a CD. Let me just find like a picture. So basically, this is Electric Heidi, and she's gonna be the new nanny for these kids. And when they see her, they're like, okay, what on earth? She's just boring. We're gonna like be bored. But then when the parents leave, she turns into like this lady, and then she's just, you know, the best nanny that they've ever had. And then she keeps telling them like fun stories and stuff that she had supposedly lived through. So I absolutely love this book. I remember my mother reading it to me and singing the songs and everything. It's such good memories. So I want to give that to baby girl. And I bought it for my friend as well. It is one of the books that she is getting for the christening. I am collecting books for her because I'm like the bookish friend. So I don't know. I like collecting books for my friends, and especially books that meant a lot to me when I was a kid. I want to pass that on. But I'm also looking at like newer books that are teaching like important stuff or stuff that I find important. So, but Electric Heidi is a nostalgic read for me, so I want to pass that on. And I made sure that I found an edition that also had the CD, so they can hear the songs. Hopefully they're not watching. So the next book is one that I found in a secondhand store. I can't get these price stickers off. It's pissing me off, but I'm gonna work on it. It is like, it feels like the pages are like cardboard-ish. I don't know. This one has definitely not been translated. I would be so surprised, but it's like a cookbook. But then there's also like stories. So like there's Goldilocks and the three bears, and they are making porridge, I think. And then you have the recipe for the porridge along with the story. It's very cute and I like it. I think I had it when I was a kid as well. I don't think we ever made any of the recipes, but I'm not sure. I wanted to get it for baby girl as well. There's not that much going into that other than I saw it in a secondhand store, recognized it, wanted to get it for her. The next book is one that I also got secondhand. It's not in the best condition, but in all honesty, I don't really care all that much. When it's books for kids, I also want them to be able to just do with them what they want. So I'm not too worried if it gets thrown about. This one is a Disney classics fairy tale book. I also had this when I was a kid. The theme of this is I had these all like as a kid. Okay, you can't even find this one on Goodreads. I'm guessing it hasn't been translated, but it's literally just like a bunch of little Disney, I'm trying not to hit my mic, but a bunch of like, I think they're all from like scenes from the movie or the movies, you know, in bite-sized chunks. So each story will be like 3 pages or something. So it's easy for like reading a little fairy tale before going to sleep. So I'm definitely gonna get more of these like collection of fairy tales, especially the Disney ones, because I love them. So once again, this is just the beginning of a collection that I'm doing. The next book I have is a book where I'm still trying to figure out if it's gonna be a gift or if it's gonna be for me, because I bought it before I found out I was pregnant with the intention of it being a gift, because it was one of my favorite books as a kid. Now, kind of want to keep it for baby girl. So if I can find another one of these. So actually you just found another one of this book, but this is A Day with the Mice's mice fire corps. Basically a fire department for mice. I had this when I was a kid. I loved it. I love the illustrations. I love the story. It's a very like short story. There's not that many pages, but it's super cute. And I got this as a gift from a friend along with Trick Heidi, but I think I'm gonna keep it for myself and see if I can get another one for her. I just found one on Vinted, so I'm gonna have a browse through that person's profile and see if there's other books that I need. But I love this so much. I'm pretty sure this has not been translated, but let me, yeah, no, it's not even on Goodreads. So a book that I found at a flea market, car boot sale, whatever you would call it. It is just a collection of the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, which normally isn't necessarily something that I would go for. I'm not, well, I do like the Brothers Grimm, but there was just something about the illustrations in this one that I really, really liked. Like, so yeah, I wanted to get them. I'm pretty sure that this specific book hasn't been translated, but the fairy tales in the book definitely have, because it's Brothers Grimm, so you will be able to find other collections because there is a million of them. The next book I have is the most popular book to give to people who's had a kid, and I already have it. Remember when I talked about Torbjørn Einar and said that it has been, like, the Danish books have been translated by a guy named Halfdan Rasmussen, who is like the king of kids books, or kids like rhymes, actually. This is the ABC with music. So basically it is like a book to learn the ABC, and then every letter has a little rhyme, nursery rhyme kind of. And the illustrations are great. You're taught this in school. Like, we worked a lot with this in school. This is great. Everybody and their parents know of this book. A lot of people have it. I think my parents still have mine. We also had a poster with all of the letters. It is great. I have bought a copy again for my friend for their christening. We have 2 books left in this first pile that are books that are going directly into her room, like today. I found, once again, at that library book sale, I found this one. And I was like, that is stunning. It is 101 Dalmatians. Can't find this one on Goodreads either. It's by Dodie Smith, illustrated by Stephen Lenton. But the thing that got me with this, not necessarily the story, because I don't have any like feelings towards 101 Dalmatians. I've never really watched any of the live actions. I've watched the animated one a couple times, but it's not really one of my favorites. So it's just there. It's one of the Disney movies. But this one, like, oh my God, that's so cute. I hadn't seen this one before, but these illustrations in this book, come on. I had to get it. I think it might have actually been, there's one of the pages that are a little broken, but I will fix it one way or the other. But yeah. Oh, there it is. It has a rip. But I will be able to fix that with some tape. I actually don't care. Because I got this for like 5 Danish kroner. It's like 5p for this. And it's so beautiful. So, had to get it. Then there is this book, which is a book that I've actually been looking for a while. And now that I'm looking at it, I think this might actually go into my shelf. I'm changing my mind. This is going into my Christmas shelf because this is a Christmas calendar book. And I'm collecting those with the intention, of course, to read them to baby girl when she's big enough to listen to these stories. But basically, this is a book that follows, I don't know, because I've never read this story before, but every single chapter is like correlates to a day in September running up to Christmas. So there's 24 chapters because in Denmark we celebrate Christmas on the 24th. So 24 chapters following a leprechaun, an elf. It's basically called the story of an elf, of an Elf by Bjarne Reuter. But this is a, as I said, Christmas calendar book going on my Christmas shelf instead of into baby girl's room. Then I have another stack of picture books or kids books that are staying on my shelves for whatever reason. First up, we have Fortunately the Milk by Neil Gaiman. This is a book that, wait, has this been translated to Danish? If it has been translated to Danish, it's one of the books that I'm gonna try and see if I can find Danish. Oh, cool. All right, so I just figured out that I'm gonna get this in Danish, and then the Danish book is going to baby girl. I'm gonna keep this. You will also realize that when we go through my middle grades, a lot of the books I have the intention of giving to her eventually, but most of my middle grades and children's books are in English, unless it's because they are, you know, like a Danish author that I grew up with or something. So like nostalgic reads and such. This one, I love the story and will definitely want to read that to her, but it'll take a while until she understands English. It is like, I would say that this is a kid's book. And then Coraline and the Graveyard Book are like middle grades. But correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna see if I can find this in Danish. I mean, I can, but I'm gonna see if I can find it in a store or something, and then put it in the pile for a baby girl. These ones are books that she's gonna get when she's older. More so because of, it's about war. So these are called The Warrior Princess. It is the same author that did the fairy books, the Rosalille ones. I love these. I read these in school. They are very good, like easy reads for when you're starting out reading. Not that many words per page and such, but it is more so because of the theme of the book. It is Vikings. It is a little bit more violent. Some characters do die. And yeah, there's some romance in it as well. Not a lot, but there is some. So she needs to be a little bit older until she gets these, but she will get them. I'm not sure if she's going to get mine or if I'm going to buy some similar to her, because they are some of my most prized collection like books. But then again, so is Rosalille. So she might just get them. Next up, we have Monster Calls. I am not sure I agree with this being like a children's middle grade book. At least that is what it pops up as when I put it into Goodreads. Actually, it does say young adult, but it also says middle grade. She is not gonna get this. This is, in my opinion, not a middle grade, even though our main character is a middle grade character. But I think it was actually also on my middle grade book. I just put it in the wrong pile, or middle grade shelf. But even though my copy here is the Danish one, she will not be getting this. I will probably use it in English class. I kind of want to see if I can find it, like get it in English, but still get this beautiful edition with all the illustrations in it. And then I will use it in school. If you would be interested, I don't know if I mentioned that in a video of mine, but if you would be interested, I am debating starting a series where I pick up books that I think I could use in a school setting and then kind of create like a little lesson plan. So if you would be interested in seeing how I would do that, let me know, because I will make a video series like about that. Then we have a fairy tale collection, and let me also talk about this one at the same time. These are translated to Disgusting Fairy Tales, and they are classic fairy tales rewritten to be ridiculous and disgusting and weird. They are for kids. She will be allowed to read them, of course, when she can read them herself, because that kind of means that she's old enough to understand that these are just for shits and giggles. I mean, stories are in general just for shits and giggles, but like in this one, it's basically this little girl blowing up the grandmother in all chapters. And I don't think that's the best fairy tales to start with. So basically, these will be for later. But they're fun, not translated. But I've talked about them before, I think, because I read the first one, I think that one, and that one. haven't gotten to this one yet. This one I also found at the library. I bought it with the intention of using it for class. How I'm gonna use it, I haven't decided yet, but it is this one. It is called The Magician from Auschwitz. It has been translated from English to Danish, I'm pretty sure, because the author name is definitely not Danish. But I saw this and I was like, I must be able to use that. But it is definitely not something that I want baby girl to look at or read until she has an age where she understands. And an age where it doesn't scare her. I haven't read it, so I don't know how graphic or how many details there are in it, but based on the illustrations, I don't think that it's a starter book. Let's just put it like that. Final book is a book that I want to put in her collection, but again, it is in English, so she will have to be able to understand. It has not been translated to Danish. It has been translated to Chinese. I can't use that for anything. But it is I'm Sorry You Got Mad by Kyle Lukoff. I used this for my English exams last year. Crazy how time flies. And it was just really great and a good story to work with. It's basically all about, you know, how to say I'm sorry, even though you might not feel like you have to, but you need to put yourself in the other person's shoe and figure out why what you did made them upset and why you need to say sorry for making them upset. So I wish that this had been translated to Danish, but I'm sure that I can find something similar in Danish. But yeah, so this one is staying on my shelves, probably as like a teaching book. Again, maybe I should just have a shelf that will be like teaching books and then one that will be like other middle grade and children's books. Yeah, could do that. So yeah, so this, she will definitely get to read once she can read it. She'll have to be able to understand English in order to get something out of it. It is not going directly into her shelf. And I don't think that it ever will, because if it's a teaching book of mine, then I want to obviously keep it. I'll try and breeze through my middle grades. So first, let me talk about some of the books that I have read. I might also do a little, you know, sorting in them because I don't need to keep all of them. I initially wanted to do this in 2 parts, but then I decided not to. The first one I have is one that I've read a while ago and it's called Thirst. I think I want to try and give it another go because I wasn't the biggest fan of it the first time. But if I don't vibe with it the second time as well, I might sell it. It is also not a book that I think that I want to introduce to baby girl until she is a certain age, because it does handle a little bit of like hard topics. I do have a couple of those, which is of course important, but I think when she will be able to read a book like this in English is also fitting for when she will be able to talk about these kind of subjects. But then again, I don't really know. She might be ready for that earlier than expected. Next up we have Fight and Flight. I love it. Similar to the other one, maybe even more so. A book that I want to keep from her for a little while, mostly because it centers around school shootings. And school shootings is not a thing that you need to be scared of in Denmark. Not even close. So I'm afraid that introducing this too soon will make her scared, if you see my gist. So like topics like that, I don't think it's necessary to introduce early on. I read this like a couple of years ago and loved it. So it might be something that she can read at a later point. Once again, when she's old enough to read a book this size in English, I think that will be fitting. But I'm keeping that definitely because it's so good. Then we have Mary Underwater, and I think that this is really cute. I also believe that there were some little heavier topics in this one, but I honestly don't remember. I'm gonna keep it. And similar to the other one, when she is old enough to read English, she can browse through all my books. And ask if she can read them. Some of them I will say no. But this one I think will be fine when she's able to read in English. Next up we have Otter by Catherine Applegate. This is a book that I would actually be interested to see if it's available in Danish. I don't think it is, but I think that it's very cute and it is about an otter. I mean, yeah, no, it's only English, Estonian, Spanish. Once again, this will have to be for when she is old enough to read in English, even though this would be one that I would like to have translated because it is adorable. Let me just do this one in the same run because Whale of the Wild by Roseanne Perry has like similar vibes, and it's about killer whales, and I love killer whales. My absolute favorite animal. There's only 15 editions of this, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. English, French, German, Italian, Romanian, Spanish. So she will have to be old enough. But once again, this is a book that I actually think would be nice if it was translated. I think that there is something about stories following animals that are great for kids. I don't know, it's just my opinion. She will, of course, be allowed to browse through my shelves. I think when she is that age, I will have to rearrange the shelves so that the books that she can read and are age appropriate are lower on the shelves so that she can get them without me having to crawl, because right now they're the top shelves and I can't even reach them. A great place to put kids' books. Now we actually have a book series that I'm like, should I get rid of it? The Mystic School of Musicraft. I know I've spoken so highly of this. I really liked this book, and I also have the second one, The Midnight Orchestra. And I mean, it does really teach you to like believe in yourself. It is good, but it's not a favorite of mine. I'm gonna put them over here and sell them. These two. So, but yeah, they're definitely good books. That is why I struggled with figuring out if I should keep them or not. But I don't think that it's books that I'm gonna read again. I have read the first one twice, but that was more so that I could read the second one back to back. But it's not books that I'm like, ooh, I want to read that again, or ooh, I want to read that to baby girl when she's old enough to understand English because it's not translated. The next ones we have are these ones that are called Sisters Ever After. I have this one and the Cinderella one. This is Sleeping Beauty, I think. And these are books that I wish were translated to Danish. I don't think that they are. I've never seen them in a bookstore. No, there's only like 5 editions of it and they are only done in English. But these are really, really cute. I love the whole fairy tale retelling of a secret sister that we haven't heard about before in the actual fairy tales. And I love that they go like in the books, they're like, you haven't heard of me because when they tell you this story, I wasn't a big part of it and blah, 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 but I was a big part of it. Something like that. I really like it and I find it so interesting. So I wish that these were translated. They are not, but I highly recommend. These are books that I will read to her when she's able to understand English, or she can read them to me. Depends on what she wants. I realize now that a lot of my middle grade collection are not translated books. So maybe I should have a browse at my local bookstore to see which ones are actually available in Danish and then try and listen to them as audios and see what I want to do. Next up, we have Roswell Johnson Saves the World. Once again, I don't think that this has been translated. I have been in contact with a publishing house, actually, who did Tale of Magic. They translated Tale of Magic, but not Land of Stories. And I was like, what are you doing? You can't just do a spin-off series before the actual, series that started it all. But they were like, we think that this book will sell better and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. But I want the other one translated as well so I can read it to my kid when they exist. And now there's actually one on the way. So, but yeah, this one has also not been translated. Definitely a book that I would like her to read when she is older. Same with Land of Stories. I am probably going to get her Tale of Magic. We have Roswell Johnson Saves the World. Definitely a keep, a big keep. I just got the second one. We'll be reading. As of filming right now, I haven't read it, but probably will read it today. Land of Stories will want her to read. I'm just going to check to see if they have magically translated it without my knowledge. Nope. Which is a shame because I would definitely want her to read this series. She will then probably read it when she's older, when she can, if she wants to. A lot of factors, but definitely a series that I wish were translated so I could read it to her. Instead, I will be reading Tale of Magic to her because that has actually been translated, and I will be getting the Danish versions for her. Even though I think you should read Land of Stories before doing Tale of Magic, I will be doing it the other way around simply because of what's available in my language. The first book we have, or first of the last books we have, are The Breadwinner. And this is a book that I know have been translated, but once again, similar to Thirst, deals with heavy topics, so she will still have to be a little bit older before she can read it, or before I read her the story. I read it when I was, I think, 14, 15-ish and loved it, so maybe that is what we're aiming at. But then again, that is also in the middle grade age group, I think. So, but I highly recommend this series. There are 4 books in the series. It is so good. It's by Deborah Ellis. Next up, we have Kingdom Over the Sea. I think I can part with this. I got it because it was like a cover buy. It is beautiful. It's a cover buy. I also have the sequel. I am not tempted to pick up the sequel, but I remember actually really enjoying the first book, so there's that. But I'm just not really in the mood for middle grades anymore. Not that much, at least. So, but Frostheart. I will be getting the rest of the series. This should really be translated to Danish. I don't think it is, but if there was any books on my shelves that I think, what? Only 21 editions? It hasn't really been translated to that many languages. It hasn't been translated. So a big stack of these are just going straight back to my shelves and not into her collection, which is fine. All right, final book is also a book series. School for Good and Evil. I loved the first one. Haven't continued. I mean, I've read the first 3. I don't remember if I've read the 4th one. But to be honest, I've lost interest in it. Okay, it hasn't been translated to Danish, but I was about to say, if it has been translated to Danish, it is a series that I would consider picking up with Baby Girl, but I don't think that this is a series that I want to keep for myself. See how all of a sudden just me discussing my books ended up with also being me sorting out in my middle grade collection? Interesting. But yeah, I don't think I have that many. I don't think I want to keep it. So I'm gonna try and sell that series as well. Final stack. The first book I have here is The Boy at the Back of the Class, which is a book that I have started once actually, but we were asked to get this for school for English class, and I am definitely going to read it because I believe that I will be able to use it for class. My English teacher was really, really great at finding very relevant books, so when she picked this, I was like, I'm sure it will make sense when I read it. So keeping. Obviously, I haven't read any of these, so I don't really know if it's a book that I will read to Baby Girl or not. So this is more just my feelings towards them, I think, and just, you know, showing you my collection. I have Archspire by Jamie Lidler. Love Frostheart, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one as well, but I think I want to finish the Frostheart series before going into Archspire. Then I have Rumpelstar. I'm still interested in this book, also because the series in itself seems really cool. The Unmapped Chronicles, and I've only heard good things about it from other booktubers that read a lot of middle grade, or used to at least. Has this been translated? No, not to Danish, but I will definitely still give this a go because I'm still interested in it despite not being that big of a middle grade fan anymore. The same goes for Wonderscape, and that is once again, you know, the cover. Can we just, like all of the floating islands, it makes, like, it looks so cool. And it's like a time travel thing. Oh, that's really cool. I really want to read this soon. I don't think this has been translated either, but I know that it has gotten a sequel that I didn't know existed because I thought that this was a standalone, but it is not. Oh, what? It has been translated to Danish? I'm gonna add that to my TBR, actually. Or I might add that to my TBR. I'm gonna put it there. I'm excited. Okay, then we have the Strange Worlds Travel Agency. Also, only heard good things about it. This could potentially also be one that is translated. No, Dutch, not Danish. But still, it is definitely a book that I'm really excited for, and I've heard good things. And I believe that there's also an entire series, 3 books, and some, what I'm guessing is like novellas that go with it. I don't know, but I like the premise, and I think that the cover is just stunning. Looks cool. Then we have the Pirates of Darksea, which is one that I'm debating getting rid of. It does have really good ratings though, and it is a standalone. You know what? I'm gonna keep it because I like pirate stuff. Maybe I think my aim for this year, not having that many months left, but my aim would be to read the remaining middle grades. Not Arcspire though. Still want to finish Frostheart before going into a new series by same author. I don't have that many unread middle grades, so it would actually be kind of nice to read the rest of it. So yeah, I also have The Eye of Ra. I'm hoping that I will like it, but I also hate the cover. But this is like something about time traveling to ancient Egypt, and I think I will like it. But yeah, so the first one is ancient Egypt, then we have something about ancient Rome, and something about Aztec based on the covers of the other three. I don't know if you can see it. We also have that. And finally, we have the Graveyard book. I think that that must have been translated when it's a Neil Gaiman. I know Coraline, and then obviously also, fortunately, The Milk, as we have already established, have been translated to Danish. So I would be surprised if this one wasn't. Yeah, it has been translated to Danish. I don't know the story, but again, if my goal for the remainder of the year is to read, again, without Arcspire, the 5, 6, 7 middle grades that I haven't read to complete my middle grade shelves, I think that's doable. A lot of them I can probably find as audiobooks. I think it's funny that the Danish title of the Graveyard book is Nobody. Oh well, might make sense when I read it. So that is my middle grade and children's book collection. I don't know if this video even makes sense. Like, a lot of it was talking about books that I'm gonna give to my daughter. Oh, it feels so strange saying that. And then stuff that she will be able to read when she's a little bit older, stuff she'll be able to read when she can read English, and stuff that I am gonna see if I can find Danish editions of so she can have that also. So that I can have my English collection, she can have a similar Danish collection. She's definitely gonna get a lot of books. I hope she will be a reader like me and we can read together. My mom has always been a reader, but it wasn't until I was 15, 16? Maybe even after that I started reading. This collection didn't start until I was, in 2020 or something. But we'll see. I'm excited. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment telling me any picture book recommendations. I know I said that I will have an English picture book and she's not going to get that into her shelves, but I do want some English picture books for multiple purposes, for me to teach her English and for me to use in teaching other kids English for teaching. So if you have any great English picture book recommendations, send them my way. Similarly with just middle grades and, storybooks in general. And then I will obviously also check if they're done in Danish. So if you just want to let me know that you're here but don't know what to comment, leave. Is there a teddy bear emoji? If not, then just a bear. Something along those lines. I think that is what I'm feeling like today. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until I see you next time,